Okay, YouTube. We're here to have a conversation. You need to stop explaining yourself to people. One thing that I've been thinking about as, this year's coming to an end, experiences I've had, or just like in general, like as a quiet person, you need to stop explaining yourself to people. People who make you feel like you are like screaming into a pillow, like you're just talking to a wall. People that make you feel like you're just so hard to understand and just so hard to get along with shouldn't be in your life. There's been people that I've known who it's like I can say the same thing 10 different ways and they act like they just don't understand what I'm saying. It's like, let's say you're in the dating world and you're trying to tell someone like, hey, like I want to, be engaged before moving in with my partner. Let's say they are challenging you on it, they're trying to get you to see it from their perspective, or they're trying to change your mind, and you keep explaining why that's important to you to get engaged for, like, whatever. Obviously, it's fine for somebody to like ask you questions or whatever if they genuinely don't understand, but there's certain things where it's like there are like boundaries that you need to respect, and you don't have to explain your boundaries to people. You don't have to explain why you are the way you are. Well, like if you're a quiet person like me, I'm very soft-spoken. I used to explain to people why I was quiet and like why I wasn't talking, because they would always make it seem like I was just like a mime. Like everyone knows that people are different. We don't have to have an explanation. It's like they're looking for an explanation for why you're weird, or like why you're just like not like them, because they're in their mind. Whatever their opinion is, however they conduct themselves, that's what normal is for them. So to meet somebody who has like a different viewpoint or whatever it is, that's like harmless. Like me being quiet when I first meet somebody or in general isn't really hurting anybody. You find that there are people in your life who make you feel like you need to explain yourself, then bye. You can explain yourself once, but if you find that people are like, the same people are asking you the same question over and over, like they think you're weird, they want you to change this thing that they keep asking you about or whatever, like just don't feel the need to explain or over explain yourself. Something to pay attention to, important thing when it comes to our interpersonal connections. So that's one thing that we're gonna leave in 2024. And then I was also thinking about friendships that come out of convenience. If you think about friends that you have right now, how many of those people would still be friends with you if you weren't nearby, or if you didn't reach out to them first? Like, are they friends with you? Or are you just the first person who texts back? Obviously, to a certain degree, it's obviously easier to be in-person friends with people that are closer to you, but that doesn't mean you can't. It's like a summer camp thing. Anytime I see celebrities doing like press for a movie and they're like, we're like a family, we all get along, and I went to John's house for dinner and then he came over to mine for Christmas. It's like, that's cool, but what about when you're not filming? Are you still gonna be friends? Like, are you still gonna talk? Or are you best friends right now because it's easy and you see each other every day? Like, how much does this friendship mean to you if you don't talk to the person 6 months from now? One of my mutuals on Instagram posted about how for New Year's she's not going to be doing anything, or she doesn't have plans yet, because people that she's like friendly with, like no one has like texted her to do anything, and anytime she does do something for New Year's, it's because she's the one who initiates. People who are near you, away from you? Are they texting you first? Do they ever initiate conversation with you? Or do they ignore you and like forget about you because they moved out of your neighborhood? If you're always the one who like initiates, you're always the one who puts in the effort. Past a certain age, I feel like it's just not acceptable. I have like enough awareness to be like, okay, like I don't want to be treated like this. I'm not going to treat somebody else like this. People who aren't going to text you and invite you to do something are planning stuff with someone else. Not convenient for them, I guess, to be around you, or they just don't care that much. Like there's the convenience friendships, and then it's like people that they actually like want to be around. Also, just to go back to not explaining yourself, I've had a couple people over the past, couple years that I can think about where we have plans, we set a date, we set a time. Sometimes the time or the day we settle on is like at their request. It's at their, at the time that's convenient for them. Then the day comes, or the night before comes. Like it's worse when it's the day of. Like there's been times where like I can count on like one hand. Like it's not very common. I am like, okay, like just gonna start getting ready now. Let me know when you're leaving. And then they're like, oh, I'm sick. I can't come anymore. Did you just find that out right now? You know that last night? What if I got ready and showed up to the place and was expecting you to be there? What were you gonna do? What then? I used to explain myself, and be like, oh, like that was hurtful. Like, why didn't you let me know? XYZ, like stuff like that. But now it's like, if you want to be silly and goofy, play around with my time, then don't expect anything ever from me ever again. I don't care. I literally don't care. You didn't care to let me know, so now I don't care either. And this is where we're at now. That was slightly off topic, so let's return back to the other topic. That's another thing that I want to leave out of my new year. Since graduating school, obviously harder to make friends because you're not with people that are your age all the time. Like a little list of resolutions or whatever that I have for the new year, and I looked at my list from 2022, and I had on there like I wanted to like make at least one like solid friend. I remember looking at that in I think 2023 and being like, oh, that didn't happen. It's okay. The point of me saying that is like, now going into the new year, I'm not like, I hope I make friends, I hope somebody is there for me. Like, sure, it's a nice thought, but I don't care. For me, a lot of people are just acquaintances. It's gonna take a lot of consistency and trust built from the other person for me to feel like they're my friend. I've met a couple people this year and I'm like, okay, this person is someone that I could potentially be friends with, but just because we've hung out a few times doesn't necessarily mean like you're my friend, I trust you. I was gonna say I want to be with you, but that's not what I don't mean it like that. It's something that is gonna take more than like a couple months. When Gabby Hanna and Trisha Paytas were like beefing, and Gabby Hanna kept saying like, no, like we're friends, and Trisha was like, I don't know you, girl. And for someone like Trisha, like she just says anything and everything that is in her mind, even if they're not like personal to them, the other person might receive it as, oh, we're close. I feel like I used to be like that. Or even if someone, was like, oh, come over, like let's pick outfits together because we're going out, I might take that as, oh, like they're inviting me to their room, like we're doing like girly things together, so obviously we're close, or she considers me, to be like in her inner circle. Realize like, oh wait, like no, they actually don't care. You're just an acquaintance to them. Definition of friendship has stayed the same. Like, to me, a real friend is somebody that you can call when you are depressed and you need someone to talk to, or if something bad happens, you need to like tell someone. When you have good news and you're like, oh my gosh, like I cannot wait to text this person and tell them. So until those like basic boxes are filled, then I don't really feel like someone is my friend. Acquaintance, you know, casual friend, working up to friendship is fine. I think about people that I've met over the past 3 years of my like real adult life, and I'm like, who could I even think, you know, like I have like an online friend that I've never actually met that lives in a different country, but that's obviously like a different dynamic than real life friends, people that you hang out with, that you see. Or metric for a good friend for me is being able to communicate. I don't want to be in a situation where it's the night before us hanging out and you know you're not showing up because you can't, which is fine, but you're not gonna tell me that. So communication in the sense of like, how quickly do I hear back from you? If I text you and I don't hear back from you for a month, and that's like a regular thing, then that's also gonna be a problem. Like, we are not more than acquaintances at that point. We're never getting through a conversation if that's the rate that you're gonna be texting me back. Yeah, those are like a couple things that I think I'm not gonna tolerate from today, from yesterday, and the rest of my life moving forward. So if you qualify, if you fit into any of those boxes, stay out my DMs. See, you stay away from me. 6 feet times 2 is the minimum. Bye. Adios, chica. Okay, bye.